thinking about what I do to that body. I get you like.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing? I'm your host, Marquel Anderson. This is Markel's sports talk of today, of the morning. Obviously, I couldn't sleep last night. It was a not so good game to watch. Obviously, I'm a BlueJays fan, as anybody can see. It's frustrating to watch a game end on a bad note. I'm sure everybody who's seen the play, I'm mostly disappointed. Yeah, again, we are definitely going to talk about some things that I want to talk about on my sports talk. We are going to talk about the game, what happened with the Blue Jays, and where the Jays go forward into the off season. I am going to do my football predictions, and I will get into a little bit of TFC action for whoever soccer fans. You know, everybody knows Zlatan is coming into town this weekend, so I'm also going to talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about the big game that happened last night. The Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Boston Red Sox. As anybody wants to know, the Red Sox are the first team in the MLB to reach 100 on wins and 46 losses, and now not only that, they have swept my Blue Jays in a 3-game series. There's a lot. It's kind of hard to talk about. It's kind of hard to swallow and pinpoint what went wrong. I thought, again, Sam Gaviglio coming into the game, I thought he gave the team a chance to win. He was pitching lights out. It's not like the Red Sox were like world beaters. I mean, they did rest a couple guys. They did rest Bradley Jr. and Bradley played. They rested Mookie Betts, and so you thought, okay, we have a chance of actually winning this game today and not getting swept. That wasn't the case. I mean, I'm a coach, and what really upsets me for baseball 101 is catching a pop-up. I am sorry, no offense to young Harris Alarte. He's very good on the offensive numbers, but as a catcher, you're supposed to make 10 times out of 10. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you don't do during a tie game. If it's 3-3 game, you make that play, you got 2 outs, and you have another chance to win this ball game and head to New York on a positive note. But instead, Swihart pops the ball up in the air, and you would think Solarte can catch that ball, botch the ball, drops the ball, game over. That's another way of what's happened to this season is bad defense. If anybody thinks, the hitting hasn't come through, no. This year for the Blue Jays, our defense has been horrendous all season long. It's just sad the way it has become, and obviously we have too many people on the infield, so it's going to be some tough decisions for the organization to see who stays, who goes, and again, if we're going to contend either next year or in 2020 or 2021 or 22. We need to play a little bit of better defense, even need to compete in this division. Because everybody knows, we playing in the most dangerous division in baseball, the AL East, when you have 2 monsters like the Yankees and the Red Sox, you have to play some defense. And I thought last night it did not help us at all. Even if you put Devin Travis in there, or you put Lourdes Gurriel, these are plays that need to be made. And this is something you don't do during a night game where, you know, you're playing against one of the best teams in the division, and on top of that, you weren't pitching very well either. And I think the bullpen has been disappointment, and so has the starters. It's the way it is. And I'm being real about it about our team going for next year. So now, if you think about it, what we have on our 40-man roster, you got Danny Barnes, Joe Biagini, Ryan Baraki, Tyler Clippard, Marco Estrada, Jose Fernandez, Sam Gaviglio, Ken Giles, Taylor Gurriel, Mark Leiter Jr., Tim Meza, Thomas Pannone, David Polino, Jake Petrishka, Sean Reed Foley, Aaron Sanchez, Schaefer, Marcus Stroman, and Ryan Tepera. Out of all these names that I've listed, there's gonna be some decisions who's gonna be staying and who's gonna be going. Because I want to know what's going to happen. I want to know obviously what's going to happen next year going into the winter meetings in December. Obviously, I want to know who's going to make the team in spring training, you know. But next year is going to be, it's make or break for Marcus Stroman and Aaron Sanchez, both of them. They both got to get over those finger injuries, and they got to prove why they want to be aces of this team. Because it's going to be contract years for these guys. And as much as it's frustrating to see them not be pitching very well. Our bullpen's got to be 20 times better. No offense to Clippard. He's not that guy. And Estrada, we don't know what happened to him. He just dropped out of shape. I'm sorry. I love Marco Estrada. He was big game. He was big game when it comes to 2016, 2015 of the season. He was great on that. It just sucks that that the injuries and him not being where he's at. It's not, I think, for me personally, I think he deserves to go somewhere else where it's in a better situation. And I think this team, knowing that they want to start young, but in my case, I think you take a look at Ryan Baraki and Sean Reed Foley and Stroman and Sanchez to see, and Gavila, if they're all ready to be starters for next year. And obviously we need starting depth for next year in free agency. Obviously we're not going to go for the top free agents because right now we're in a rebuilding stage, but our pitching has to be the highlight for next season. So that's something that the team has to look at. And again, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just telling you my prediction of what's gonna happen for next season. But as us fans, we expect to have a competitive team next year. We have to have a competitive team next year, without a doubt. I mean, this year that we're having, it's gotta be better. I need to see more from Hernandez. I need to see more from Grichuk. I need to see more from Melendez Diaz. I want to see more from Brandon Drury. I hope Justin Smoke comes back because you know what, he's good for the young guys, and he's good. He's great in the room. We need to see these kind of guys, help the young guys out, and we want to build a great environment. And who knows what's going to happen to Troy Tulowitzki. I hope he does come back and become Troy Tulowitzki of old. But we don't know. We don't know how he feels right now. There's going to be a lot of money that's going to be tied up. And I love Russell Martin. And you know what? I pray. I wish him and his girlfriend nothing but the best. I'm glad they brought their baby daughter into this world. We don't know what his future's going to be. I know Danny Jansen. I know he came up. He's starting to learn what the big league's about, so I'm not going to give him flack. He's trying, and I hope he comes in I hope he comes into spring training with a different mindset. And it's between him, Melee, and McGuire. I hope all these guys, fight for who wants to be the backup and the starter for next year. So I mean, as much as that yesterday was frustrating, we know how the season has gone, and obviously, as a fan, as a guy who's been with the Blue Jays, who's loved the Blue Jays, who's worked with the Blue Jays, on the academy system, I want to see this team succeed, and I want to see us be back in October again. I want to be back in the 2015-2016 stage. So let's hope Jays management, if you guys are watching, please get us back there. We would like to see our team be competitive again. Now discussing the NFL predictions. I will be talking about my NFL picks that I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing my football pools this week. There's gonna be a lot of games this Sunday, so I want everybody to tune in. I'm looking forward to week 2 to see what's in store. I know week 1 we just had some really good football. There's gonna be there's a lot of teams that are gonna be 0-1, and there are teams there's gonna be teams that are gonna be moving up. There's gonna be teams that are gonna be moving down. So the first game for whoever's betting, I'll give you my prediction of who I think. Carolina, Atlanta. As much as Atlanta lost their first game last week to a good Eagles team, as much as the Eagles have struggled, they still managed to came out the way. I like Carolina. I thought they did a great job in suffocating the Dallas defense, and them giving Dak Prescott fits and making sure that Ezekiel didn't run the ball, and I think just going into this game, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons at home. I think they're going to be motivated. I think the fans are going to come on out. I think they're going to perform in front of the home fans. So give me Atlanta. I don't know the point spread for that, but if you're betting for winning, I'm going with Atlanta to take the victory. I love Carolina as well, but I think Atlanta will come out with a close game. They're going to get it done on Sunday. Chargers and the Buffalo Bills. I mean, honestly, I don't know. If it was me easy, I would say Buffalo because they're starting Josh Allen this Sunday. But knowing the Buffalo Bills' track record and knowing Chargers had a bad game last week against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes throwing darts at that defense. I'm gonna go with the Chargers this week. I think time zone's not gonna be a factor. I just think they're gonna bounce back, and I think Josh Allen will give the fans something to cheer about. But in reality, we're going with the Chargers. They're gonna come in Buffalo and they're going to beat them outright. And I would say this should be America's game of the week. Minnesota and Green Bay. I mean, Aaron Rodgers came back from his injury, making sure that he didn't let Green Bay lose to Chicago. I thought it was a great Sunday Night Football last week. Rodgers his status is up in the air. I know some people are kind of concerned. Should I pick Green Bay or should I pick Minnesota? In this case, if Aaron Rodgers does come back, I would say pick the Green Bay Packers. However, if Rodgers does not make it back on Sunday and he's not 100% healthy, go with the Minnesota Vikings, because I think that defense is still dangerous. That defense is lethal. I think you have guys like you got Kirk Cousins on the offense. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna come in ready to play. So I think Minnesota is a team to beat in that division. So it's either or. But like I said, if Rodgers is not coming in, I'm still gonna. I think you guys should take the Minnesota Vikings on the road in Lambeau, and I think the Packers will go 1-1 this year, and the Minnesota Vikings will go 2-0. Cleveland and New Orleans, both teams are off to rocky starts. New Orleans got blown out of their own building against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nobody expected that. Cleveland did not lose. They drew with the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. I think the result is going to be a little bit different. I think New Orleans is going to be upset. They're in their home again. I think they're going to come in ready to go. I think Drew Brees is going to throw for another 400 yards. They had 3 touchdowns, and I think Ingram is going to run the ball effectively. And again, I don't trust Cleveland. Between me and my brother again, I don't like Cleveland. I think Cleveland will go they'll go 1-1, which will be a 1 loss and a draw. I don't see Cleveland coming into the Superdome guns blazing after drawing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So give me the Saints. I think the Saints are gonna win outright in New Orleans. The Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Give Miami credit. As much as everybody says they're not a good team. They got Tannehill, they got Devontae Parker, Cameron Wake. I thought, they were playing Tennessee. As much as the game has had, the game was all over the place, I'm still going to go with the Jets. And the reason why, I think the defense did what they had to do going to Detroit on Monday Night Football. And you know what? Give Sam Darnold credit. The pick six did not. When he threw the pick six, I think he did not. He didn't get affected on that. I think the defense came in and I think it was a little bit of both. I think Matthew Stafford lost his cool, lost his temper, throwing a lot of interceptions. The defense was lethal. Give me the Jets. They're going to come in and they're going to beat the Miami Dolphins, and they're going to start the week 2-0. Kansas City and Pittsburgh. I would say the question is for me. I think is Big Ben going to show up this Sunday? And my answer to that question is yes. And I think the reason why I say Big Ben is going to come out with more energy, more synergy. I just think that Kansas City, as much as they've beaten on the Chargers, they're also not that great, and they're also not good in different climate weather. I think Pittsburgh's gonna be fired up. They're home. I think Ben Roethlisberger I think we're gonna see more of James Conner. I think we're gonna see more of Antonio Brown. I think the wide receivers are gonna be ready. They're gonna be hungry. They're coming home. I think Pittsburgh's gonna come out and they're gonna beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home. And I believe give the Chiefs credit last week for being the Chargers, but I think this week Patrick Mahomes will feel a different pressure going to Pittsburgh. So give me Pittsburgh at home. Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. I know everybody's gonna ask this question: is Tampa gonna repeat of what they did last week? And I'm gonna say no. I think Fitzpatrick will keep his team in the game. Are they gonna beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Probably not. I'm going with Philly. I think Philly will win a close one out of Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay with that kind of weapons, Fitzpatrick and not only and then you have Mike Evans who was a beast last week. Give me Philadelphia. I think it's gonna be a close game this week. Houston and Tennessee, both teams 0-1. One team's got to start one team's going to be 0-2. So, being that it's a home game for Tennessee, as much as it was sad for losing Delaney Walker in an injury. Who knows if Marcus Mariota is healthy? And I think Houston deserves a win too. I mean, Deshaun looks like he lost another step because of his injury that he had last week. I'm going with Tennessee tonight. I'm going with Tennessee, and I think them being at home, I think it's going to be another motivation for them. So I think Tennessee's going to be 1-1, and Houston will start the season 0-2. It's going to be disappointing. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going with Tennessee at home. Indiana Colts and the Washington Redskins. Who would have known the Redskins going into Arizona, running the ball like Adrian Peterson did, and beating up an Arizona team who has expectations this year, but again, you're facing Andrew Luck, who just came back from injury. Nobody knows what's at stake for the Colts this year. I'm gonna take Washington at home. I think they're gonna run the ball with authority. I think the defense is gonna step up big, and I think Alex Smith, being a game manager, he's not much of a deep threat throwing the ball. I think he will control tempo, and I see the Colts going 0-2. So I'm picking the Washington Redskins. So if anybody's betting on that game, go with the Redskins this week. Arizona, LA, nothing much to say here. I think LA is the real deal. They came in, as much as they struggled the first half of the game against the Oakland Raiders. I thought Jared Goff was off the charts last week. I thought the defense showed why they can be the best in the NFC West. So give me the Rams here. Detroit and San Francisco. I mean, can Detroit bounce back after getting beaten up by the Jets in their own building? I'm gonna probably say no. I think Jimmy G is going to, have a different memory. He's gonna forget what he did last week. I think he's gonna come here and in front of the home fans. I think Jimmy G is gonna give San Francisco something to cheer about. So I'm going with San Fran on Sunday to beat Detroit. Oakland and Denver. One of them is gonna go 0-2. One of them is gonna be 2-0. I mean, watching Denver last week, I thought, they gave Seattle a dogfight. I think the way Denver's playing right now, I do not see the Oakland Raiders getting their first win. Maybe week 3, but not week 2. I'm going with Denver at home beating Oakland, and I think Oakland still has question marks on Derek Carr, and that defense is atrocious. So go with the Denver Broncos. And I can see why this is America's game of the week. We got the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's just start it up from the beginning. Jacksonville, best defense in the NFL. New England, you got Tom Brady. Now, as a betting man, you're gonna think, should I be hesitant of picking the Patriots? Because right now they are favorites, small favorites, to go into Jacksonville and win in Jacksonville. I got to go with my gut instead of go with my head. My head's telling me go with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but knowing that it's the Patriots, I'm going with my head. I'm going with my heart. I'm going with the Patriots to come out with a close game. I just think Jacksonville will give Tom Brady some fits. I think Brady will find a way to keep the Jacksonville defense on the field as much long as possible to wear them out. I'm gonna go with New England Patriots. As much as I love Jacksonville, what they're doing, I think Jalen Rams will have a great game this week. But I'm giving Tom Brady the edge because I have to see more from Blake Bortles. I'm not a Blake Bortles fan. He has to prove to everybody else he can still be a good franchise quarterback in this league. Give me New England and America's game of the week. And here we have the Sunday night football game. The Giants and the Cowboys. Just like I said last week, the Bears and the Packers, two teams who don't like each other. Giants and the Cowboys do not like each other. Two teams who've hated each other since God knows how long ago. Both teams are 0-1. If I had to be a betting man, I would probably take the Dallas Cowboys in their own building, but chances are, history have shown Dallas is not really good at Jerry's world. So I'm going to go with the New York Giants this week. I think Saquon Barkley is going to outrush Ezekiel Elliott. I think Odell Beckham is smelling blood. I think he's going to smell the end zone. He's going to come on out. I think Eli's going to have a better game. I think the defense will step up in Dallas. So give me the Giants to win a close one on Sunday Night Football. Monday night, Seattle and Chicago. Both teams 0-1. as much as I don't trust Seattle, I have a friend of mine named Mitchell. I think he's favored the Seahawks too much this year. I love Russell Wilson. I think losing Baldwin is a big blow to that team. I don't know who their go-to receiver is going to be. I think Chicago adding Khalil Mack, I think the fans will be receptive to him coming into Chicago. It's a home game on Monday night. Give me Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears coming at home and beating the Seattle Seahawks. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm giving Chicago the edge to win Sunday Night. So those are my predictions. So if you guys want to decide want to take my predictions, and I give you a reason why you should pick those. Yeah, I'm looking forward to another week 2 of football, and good luck to everybody betting on this weekend. Now the game I'm excited to watch on Saturday at BMO Field, the Galaxy versus Toronto FC at BMO. It's been a long year for a Toronto FC team that's not only became the champions last season, it's also been a frustrating season for this team, not being able to be healthy. Everybody can we call it a hangover? Yeah, we can call it a hangover. I mean, they're not the same team what they used to be, but they have a chance. They're playing a Galaxy team, and they only got one force they got to stop. And it's gonna be a challenge for this defense of Toronto FC. Let's see what they're made of. You're going up against Zlatan, a 6-foot striker who can strike at will, and he scares opponents. If you're gonna beat that, if I have to give the defense some strategy, you gotta play physical with Zlatan. You cannot give him any space on that pitch. He will go where he wants to go. He'll get the ball, and he will look to attack. So both defense have to communicate on that pitch in order to have a chance of beating the Galaxy. It's gonna be a tough game for me to predict because, I mean, everybody knows it's Toronto FC. Anything can happen in a game like this, but I'm thinking it's gonna be a really good game this Saturday. I think Toronto FC has something to play for. I think they're gonna try and help win some games for the fans. As much as it's been frustrating for this season. Yes, they have the CONCACAF Champions League, but that doesn't mean anything to them. I think going to the MLS Cup was kind of what they were promising. So I think we'll see what TFC has made of in the next 6 games coming up. So yeah. That's another game I'm really excited for. But hey, thank you guys for coming on and listening to my sports talk. Hope you guys really enjoy what I was talking to you guys about, my opinion on what I think about the baseball season and my predictions. So next week, Monday, I will be discussing more about the weekend of football, and I will be talking about what's next for the Blue Jays, and also we will talk about the Raptors training camp coming next week. So I'm looking forward to that. We're looking forward to hearing what Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard have to say coming into Toronto, what their expectations are. So tune in for that. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Thank you guys. Peace out.